Alright, so this will be my first ride with a actual helmet cam mounted on the right side of my helmet, and I'm gonna ride and just do a quick talk about the whole setup and just do some tests and see how it goes, because I don't know what to expect. Over here I have my Kawasaki Z1000 year model 2010. It's my daily commute bike, and it's 1000 cc. Haven't given me any problems since I got it, but we'll see how it goes. What I'm interested to test is the actual microphone quality and the noise coming from the engine, see if it actually would affect my recording quality. Just gonna do a quick ride around Miami today, hopefully not long, because the action cam battery doesn't last long. It's gonna die, hopefully, not hopefully, but it's gonna die pretty soon. Okay, so first ride, here we go. And of course, the reason I love this Sony setup is because of the image stabilization. I actually borrowed my friend's GoPro and compared the quality. This one is just much better for motovlogging because it's just super stable. And the cool thing is I can control the view of my camera through my cell phone, so it's really easy to just set it up and go. Alright, and want to talk about commuting on a 1000cc bike in mostly city riding. I want to say I wish I have got a bike that have less displacement, because it's a slight overkill for just on the road daily commuting, stop and go traffic, because this bike have most of its power in the middle and upper range. And in the morning I always hit a lot of traffic, so I have to stop a lot, and the bike just feels like it's overkill in stop and go traffic, but it's manageable. Nothing frustrating about commuting on this bike. The bike I had before is a Sprint RS. That is a 955cc sports touring bike. That bike is a lot more harder to commute on compared to this one, which is a naked bike. It's built for the street, but it's still an overkill in daily traffic. Again, I wish I have got a bike that's a little bit less, have less displacement. Maybe a 650, maybe a 700 or 800 bike might work a lot better. Again, no complaints, just slight annoyance. So in this kind of twisty road, it's really fun to ride, and there's not much traffic around this area in Miami. It's Coral Gables, which is, I think, one of the better neighborhoods around here. And people doesn't drive like mad nuts on compared to riding on I-95 or 826 on the highways. Like, I rarely commute on highway, so as I said, this bike is mainly for city street commutes. Of course, this bike works great on highway because it just has so much power. It cruises very comfortably at around 65 to 70 in the 6th gear. I kind of wish for the highway the 6th gear would be a little bit taller, because this bike have a very close ratio gearing. So there is that. Of course, the weather is absolutely beautiful today. It's really a joy to ride in this kind of weather. And the Miami weather is going to be, in the summertime, it's going to be a little harder to manage because it gets really humid. I used to ride in Texas, and even under 100 plus degree temperature in Texas is still very manageable because it's dry heat. Over here, like temperature above 90 with a humidity that's a little bit higher than 60, it's super hot and humid and you sweat like crazy. And in previous videos I talked about gear setup, protective gear setup for Miami commute. I think your best bet is to just have a white leather jacket for best protection, but a mesh jacket would work just fine. But of course, in terms of the protection, it's going to be a little less. And as you can see today, I didn't wear my leather jacket because I simply want to do this small and quick ride and test out the microphone quality of the bike. But in my daily commute, I always wear safety gears. Always wear my jacket and of course my helmet. And of course, as I mentioned before, I really want to use this helmet not as a vlog, but more like a dash cam, because I've had a lot of very close, very dangerous encounters with the excuse me, with the riders in Miami. Not with the sorry, with the crazy Miami drivers. They don't really stop at the stop sign and they just rush out from the side of the street, which is really frustrating. And so I want to have a dash cam just in case if something happens. Hopefully this would fits well for my need. Again, absolutely love this weather, beautiful weather to ride. And of course this is a Saturday morning, so usually on this road the traffic's really bad. It's really blocked for like half a mile long, and today there's no traffic, so I can do a smooth ride, which is very nice. And right here we are at the downtown Coral Gables area. If we ride a little further, it's called Miracle Mile. Excuse me. It's one of the popular shopping places around here. Lots of restaurants and boutique stores around that area. So, but we're not gonna ride over there. We're just gonna head back home and conclude this test, and then I'm gonna go back to my computer and take a look at the footage, and of course let you guys know what I think about using this setup as a general vlog equipment, vlog machine. And I suspect that the wind noise might still be a little bit too much because this modular helmet I have from HTC, it lets a lot of wind into the helmet, which is good for the airflow, but it's kind of noisy, especially when the speed gets higher. And right now, as you can see, I'm just cruising comfortably around 30-40 in a city street. So if you ask me, I have this 1000cc bike. To me, it's a little waste because I don't race. I just do my daily commute. So personally, I think it's an overkill. But again, I got this at a really good deal. I bought this bike, excellent condition for $3,500, which I think it's a huge bargain for a 1000cc bike, and it's a 2010. So I was contemplating between this one or just get a used SV650, which I really liked because I think that bike would suit a lot better for daily commutes in stop and go traffic. But no regrets, this bike works just fine. Small complaints, no biggie. Of course, it's got tons and tons of power. I'm almost too scared to twist the throttle up above 5,000 RPM because it launches you over, and I feel like a lot of times it's really hard to stop the bike from launching myself over if I twist the shuttle for a little bit more fun. So I always have to be conscious about not overdo the funness during my commute. Right now the engine is idle. Curious what the recording records. Hopefully it doesn't record too much engine noise. And right now I'm recording at 1080p at 60 frames per second, so graphics should be smoother if you watch it on YouTube. There's also option to record at 24 or 30. Come on, red light. Alright, here we go. This is April in Miami. It feels like fall at the rest of the place. This is a month where all the leaves sheds on the floor. The rest of the time, the Miami feels just like summer most of the time. But I kind of like this weather because I think it's one of the better weathers around here in Miami for riding. Alright, I'm gonna actually just conclude this video over here, almost at home. Again, my first vlog. If you guys have any questions about the equipment setup or anything else that you want to ask, feel free to ask in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this vlog, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now.
Okay, so I have just finished the previous, my very first motovlog, and I went back and I finished editing that section. I just want to give a conclusion on the actual setup that I've used. Of course, the Sony's HDR AS300, excellent in-camera image stabilization, paired with my $5 external mic. It worked fantastically. The mic, I had it mounted right over here in between the gap. And then I just routed the wire back outside and used the little zip tie, the Velcro, to tie it onto the backup plate on the camera's helmet mount. So the entire setup works fantastically, and it's not super complicated. It's actually very easy to set up. Doesn't require any advanced external audio recording device. Basically, you just plug this little thing onto the camera. Now the only downside I can see is that the waterproof capability is gone for the action cam. If you actually ride in the rain, make sure you take the mic off and close the thing and stop your vlogging, because it's gonna get your camera damaged. Another thing is that with this external setup, you couldn't use the waterproof casing that came with the camera, so that's another downside. So keep that in mind. And otherwise, this setup works extremely well and efficient, and it costs me about the entire thing, the whole setup, with the mount, with the microphone, and with the front protective gear, it cost me around $270. Granted, I got this used open box from eBay, and it's a great deal because it retails for at least $300 brand new. And I got it for cheaper than the retail price for the whole setup. Of course, I have a modular helmet. If you have a full face, it's probably much easier to mount than the modular, because I have to mount it at a weird angle right over here. Otherwise, I would mount it somewhere over here for more visibility to the left side. And in terms of audio quality, I think it works great, because I didn't hear much engine noise. I can hear it running on the background, but it's not like very pronounced or prominent. Most of my voice is recorded very well, but I think the next upgrade for me, if there is a next upgrade, is I'm gonna actually have a slightly better quality microphone. So, excuse me. So I can have some better quality audio, because the audio works. It records my voice and it gets rid of most of the background noise, but I still wish that the audio quality is a little bit better on the recording. So that's what I'm going to do next. Hopefully I can find a replacement for the $5 mic, but for now it works fantastic. So again, this concludes this entire motovlogging experience and a quick review of the motovlog setup for inexperienced users and experienced users alike. Again, if you have any questions, ask in the comments section. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.